Hi there, I'm Rob.
And I'm David.
And today we are having another very special video where we are going to cook.
Very special.
Whenever we get to a new country, we like to try to cook something that is from that country if we have enough space and time. And we are in Malaysia and we have had plenty of time to try out the local cooking. And today we are going to try making Hokkien mee.
So this is a dish we've had when we were here in Malaysia before. It's very yummy. But now we're gonna do the hard part, which is try and cook it. And not only are we cooking it, but we are using whatever we have available to us here in our Airbnb, which I have to admit, this is a better kitchen.
This one's pretty
than
good
some of the other
compared
ones
to-
we've had. So it might not be the hugest challenge, but we do just have to use what we've got.
I've looked at several different videos and recipes online, and I've kind of combined them into something that might work for us. So we'll see how that goes.
So we are excited to get started, but first we're gonna take you to the grocery store. So there are lots of grocery stores in our area. A bunch of them are on like malls. There's like every mall has a grocery store. So we're just coming along through the neighborhood here to one of the ones that is close by. And we're gonna check it out and see if we can get everything that we need at one place, or it's kind of a lot of ingredients. So we might have to go to more than one. We're not sure yet, but we're gonna go to the one that's close by first and see how it goes.
Okay, we have all the ingredients, and now I'm doing some of the prep work for it. Now I'm gonna do the shrimp. I have never cleaned a full shrimp before. Here's our little guy. But I watched a couple videos, so let's see if I can do what they say. And I can see this is gonna take me a while. We are making Hokkien mee tonight for dinner. This is a dish that originated in China, I believe, but it's made all over Southeast Asia, and each region in Southeast Asia has its own version of the dish. This one probably combines a bit of the KL version and the Singapore version the most because of some of the ingredients we use, like the shrimp. I'm going to show you all the ingredients really quick. So we are going to use cabbage, fish cake, the noodle, a yellow noodle. This is a bok choy. We have pork and shrimp as our meats, with a crispy pork lard that we're going to put on top. I made this earlier. And then flavorings will be oil, salt, garlic, sugar, oyster sauce. It's a thick soy sauce, kind of a caramelizing sauce. And we're going to make a broth out of a packet from a ramen. So that's what we're using today. And we are about to chop everything up so that we can get ready to cook it all. As always, we are cooking this meal in a kitchen that we are unfamiliar with. We've had a few days cooking here, so it's not completely unfamiliar, and we do have some pretty good pots and pans this time around.
Are you ready to get cooking?
Yes.
Heat is on. I'm going to add some oil to the pan.
So David, tell me about the pork fat.
So this is just the lard from the pig, just the fat part, and it's chopped up, and I basically boiled it down until it turned crispy.
Is it tasty?
It tastes like pork fat.
A bucket of twisty lard.
There's a lot of flavor. I don't know if I love it, but I think it'll add a lot of flavor to the dish itself. Just by itself, it's not something I really want to eat much every day of. But
I'm a little nervous about that part. Although I'd eaten it before, but I didn't know what it was before, so.
now that the oil's hot, I'm gonna add the shrimp just for a little bit and make that just long enough for it to get a little color. I don't want it to cook all the way through yet because it's going to cook a lot longer when it's in with the noodles. So they are pinking up already, nice and quick. And I think cooking the shrimp first also flavors the oil a bit, so that helps when I cook the things that follow. Okay, I'm going to take these out. They smell terrific. Next, I am going to cook our pork. We're going to cook this until it's also mostly brown. And then we'll start adding the other ingredients. I did pre-salt the pork. I put the salt on it earlier today. That should give it some flavor and tenderize it a bit. Okay, now that the meat is no longer pink, looking good, I'm going to add in the garlic.
I made a lot of garlic because I like the garlic.
Mix this in a little bit.
Suddenly it smells really nice.
It smells so good. Then I'm going to add some of this cabbage. And one of the tutorials I watched said that the cabbage is necessary because it helps with the sweetness. Okay, then it's time for the noodles. We are using mee kunig. We couldn't find the noodles we really wanted to use, which was the nice thick noodles that you often see in the dish here. But these are a yellow noodle, which it said to use yellow noodles, so we're gonna go with that. We were at the store and I asked the guy, which noodle should I use for this dish? And he pointed to this one, so.
Because how many noodles were there to choose from?
There were a lot of noodles. Rice noodles and egg noodles and thicker and thinner. I think these are going to be just fine. I'm going to fry this a little bit and then I'll start adding the sauce.
Yeah, this is a much better pan than what we were doing the nasi goreng with.
So much better. I'm also going to add, this is fish cake. I have no idea what this tastes like, but it is going in. So I'm going to add that now. One of the recipes said to add a fish powder, and another one used the fish cakes, and I decided to go with the fish cake. Now I'm going to add the sauces. This is the oyster sauce, and I'm doing about a tablespoon of that. Also, one of the recipes I looked at said add oyster sauce and then taste it later, and if you feel like you need more, then add more. This is the dark soy sauce or cooking caramel. I'm already spilling it, and I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons. And it's so thick it's hard to pour out a spoon, so we're just going to make things out. This is what gives it the really dark color, and it will also caramelize in the pan, giving it more depth of flavor when it starts to caramelize. Let's see, we'll start with that. I think I might have to add more of this. I'm also going to add, at this point, a little bit of broth. And let's see how this looks. It should start getting a lot darker and start finding the color that the Hokkien mee is known for. Let's see, I think I'm going to definitely eat some more of the caramelizing sauce. But it's looking better already. It's gonna go this way. So now I'm gonna let this cook until it starts to char a little bit on the bottom, and then I'll start, and then once that happens, I can start adding more liquid. But right now it needs to start to caramelize a bit. So it doesn't seem like it's a really, there's a lot of parts, a lot of moving parts, but it doesn't seem like it's a really hard dish to mix. You just keep adding things in order. I, of course, will not have the nuance that someone who cooks it quite a bit has, but I think this is something that a home cook could learn to do on their own. I think I could learn to do this better. Oh, okay, now it's starting. The liquid is gone. And so I'm going to let it start to caramelize a bit, and then I'll add some more liquid and some of the other ingredients. This is the part where the noodles fry, so this is where a lot of the flavor comes in. And you can hear now it's starting to fry more than boil, so that's a good sign, I think. The noodles are really nice and tender, but still have a little bit of bite to them, so I'm glad about that. I didn't know how they would turn out. So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. It tastes like it could use a little sweetness. I'm going to go not too much. I'm going to add some more liquid into it. Re-add the shrimp so that it can finish cooking. And the bok choy. I'm gonna go. I'll do a lot of bok choy. Let's see how we're doing on the bottom. It looks like things are going really well here. I'd like the bok choy to cook a little longer, but I think we're just about ready. I feel like it needs a little more flavor. I think I'm going to do a little more oyster sauce. Okay, now as soon as I get this all incorporated, I think we'll be ready. So pork lard on top, turn off the heat, and we're ready to go. Here it is.
All right, so I'm gonna give it a try. I have to say it looks pretty good. This looks like Hokkien meat. It's kind of that dark color, rich, smells pretty good. I definitely smell the pork. That's probably the pork lard that I happily was eating before, and now I know what it is, and it creeps me out a little bit. Let's try some of the shrimp. The shrimp is great. Actually, I think it's cooked really well. Like the noodles are perfect, the shrimp are perfect. Yeah, I think this is a successful meal. I'm pretty excited about that. What do you think?
I really like it. I think it's great. We had this in the past, and I think it was better. It's not as good as what I remember from 6 years ago, but we had this in a mall the other day, and this is better than what we had in that mall, I think. So I'm really happy with it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or liking the video. And we will be back with another cooking video when we hit our next country. I won't quite give the spoiler away, but I will say I anticipate it's going to be even more of a challenge for us to cook there. So we'll see how it works out. But until then, happy travels.